The Namib Desert, stretching for over 2,000 kilometers along Africa's southwest coast, is a realm of stark beauty and ancient mystery. Its name, meaning vast place, is no exaggeration. Here, endless waves of crimson dunes rise and fall, their crests catching the first light of dawn, while the Atlantic Ocean crashes against the sand in a dramatic eternal embrace. The desert's silence is profound, broken only by the wind's sigh and the distant call of a hunting raptor. This is one of the oldest and driest places on Earth, with some regions receiving less than 2 centimeters of rain each year. The land is a living chronicle, its surface etched by millennia of relentless sun and wind, its silence broken only by the whisper of shifting sands. Beneath the cracked earth, tiny creatures burrow deep, escaping the punishing heat above. The landscape is a tapestry of survival, every grain of sand a witness to the struggle for life. Relentless sun and wind sculpt a landscape of cracked earth and towering golden dunes, constantly shifting and changing with every gust. The dunes themselves are among the tallest in the world, rising like mountains from the desert floor. Each day the wind carves new ridges and valleys, erasing the tracks of the night's wanderers and creating a fresh canvas for the next chapter of survival. As the sun climbs, the sand shimmers with heat and the air ripples with mirages, masking the movements of both predator and prey. Rain is a rare blessing instead. Life here depends on the cold Atlantic fog that drifts in from the ocean, blanketing the desert in a ghostly mist. This fog is the lifeblood of the Namib, clinging to every surface, beading on the spines of plants and the shells of beetles, offering the only real moisture for the creatures that call this place home. As dawn breaks, beetles scurry to the dune crests, raising their bodies to catch the precious droplets, while lizards and snakes emerge from their cool burrows, drawn by the promise of moisture. Temperatures swing wildly, from blistering days when the sand scorches and shimmers to nights that chill the bones. These extremes demand extraordinary adaptation. Every animal, every plant is a master of survival, honed by generations to endure the desert's merciless rhythm. As the sun sets, the desert transforms. The heat fades and a cool hush settles over the land, inviting a new cast of nocturnal creatures to emerge. Sparse thorn bushes, their roots plunging deep in search of hidden moisture, anchor themselves against the wind. Around them, the sand is in constant motion, swirling and shifting, reshaping the landscape and burying all but the hardiest survivors.
In the shelter of these bushes, small mammals and insects find refuge, their lives intertwined with the plants that shield them from the harshest elements. Survival here is a daily battle. The Namib's inhabitants have evolved remarkable tools. The fog-basking beetle climbs to the dune's crest at dawn, raising its body to catch the precious droplets of mist. The shovel-snouted lizard dances on hot sand, lifting its feet in a frantic rhythm to avoid burning. Every movement is calculated, every drop of water precious. In the cool of morning, antelope graze on sparse grasses, while jackals and foxes prowl the shadows, ever alert for opportunity. Camouflage is a common strategy. Sand-colored geckos vanish against the dunes, while sidewinder snakes leave barely a trace as they glide across the surface. Many creatures are masters of the night, emerging only after sunset to hunt or forage, using the cool darkness to escape the searing heat and the ever-watchful eyes of predators. As dusk falls, the desert comes alive with subtle movement. A scorpion raises its pincers, a gerbil scurries from its burrow, and an owl's shadow sweeps silently across the sand. Every meal is a hard-won prize. The line between hunter and hunted is razor-thin. A gerbil darts from its burrow, pausing to sniff the air, while an owl glides silently above, eyes fixed on the ground below. Even the smallest insect plays a vital role in this delicate web, each life entwined with countless others in a constant struggle for survival.
The drama of pursuit and escape unfolds in silence as predators rely on stealth and patience and prey on vigilance and speed. From the sky to the sand, dramatic confrontations unfold. An eagle swoops down on a snake, a jackal stalks a nervous springbok. Each encounter is a test of skill, patience and adaptation, played out beneath the silent, watchful sun. The outcome of these encounters shapes the rhythm of life as the victors feed and the vanquished return to the earth, nourishing the cycle anew. In this harsh world, only the most resilient endure. Mothers shelter their young in burrows or beneath thorny shrubs, teaching them the secrets of survival. The Namib Desert is a living testament to the power of adaptation, a place where life persists against all odds, and every dawn brings a new story of endurance, ingenuity, and the unbreakable will to survive. Here, every creature is both a participant and a witness in the grand, ongoing story of the desert, a story written in sand, shadow, and the quiet determination of life itself. The Namib Desert stretches endlessly, a vast expanse of ochre sands and scattered rocks, shimmering beneath the relentless sun. Heat waves ripple across the dunes, distorting the horizon and painting the landscape in a haze of gold and copper. Sparse tufts of dry grass cling to life among the stones, and the air vibrates with the quiet intensity of a world where every shadow could conceal danger or opportunity. High above this unforgiving terrain, the brown snake eagle glides with silent authority. Its broad wings slice through the thin desert air, each feather perfectly aligned to catch the rising thermals. The eagle's flight is effortless, but its mind is sharply focused, every movement calculated as it surveys the ground below for the faintest flicker of life. The eagle's eyes, piercing and unblinking, scan the shifting sands with predatory precision. It circles slowly, riding invisible currents, its gaze dissecting the landscape for any anomaly. A shadow that moves against the grain, a ripple that breaks the stillness. Far below, nestled among the rocks and sand, the puff adder lies in perfect stillness. Its scales, patterned in muted browns and yellows, render it nearly invisible against the desert floor. The adder's body is coiled tightly, muscles wound like springs, every sense attuned to the vibrations of the world above. The adder flicks its tongue, tasting the dry air for the scent of prey or threat. Its venomous fangs remain hidden, but the promise of their deadly strike lingers in the tension of its coiled form. The snake's patience is legendary. It can wait for hours, unmoving, until the perfect moment arrives. Suddenly the eagle's body tenses. With a swift, silent motion, it folds its wings and plunges earthward, talons extended like curved daggers. Its legs, armoured with thick overlapping scales, are nature's shield against the adder's venomous bite. The descent is a blur of speed and precision, a calculated risk in the eternal dance of predator and prey. The adder senses the sudden rush of air, and in an instant its body recoils, head rising in a defensive arc. The two predators freeze, locked in a moment of pure tension. The eagle's talons hover just above the sand, while the adder's head sways, tongue flickering, muscles taut and ready to strike. Time seems to slow as the eagle waits, eyes fixed on the adder's every twitch. The snake, relying on its camouflage and stillness, remains poised to ambush, its patience matched only by the bird's resolve. The air between them crackles with anticipation, each waiting for the other to make the first move. With a sudden, explosive burst, the eagle faints, wings flaring as it swoops low. The adder responds instantly, launching its head upward, jaws wide and fangs bared. The eagle pulls back at the last possible moment, dust swirling in the wake of its retreat, the adder's strike missing by mere inches. Now the two adversaries face each other in the open, their bodies coiled with energy and intent. The eagle's strategy is clear: provoke the adder into striking again and again, each attack draining the snake's strength, each dodge bringing the bird closer to victory. All around them, the desert holds its breath. The silence is absolute, broken only by the faint whisper of wind over sand. In this harsh, sun-baked arena, survival is a matter of patience, precision, and the relentless will to endure. The outcome of this encounter will be decided not by brute force, but by the subtle mastery of instinct and the timeless struggle between hunter and hunted. The brown snake eagle, a silent sentinel of the Namib, perches high above the sun-baked savanna. Its golden eyes sweep the shimmering grasslands, every muscle tensed, every feather poised for action. Below, the puff adder glides through the brittle grass, its scales blending perfectly with the sand and shadows. The adder's tongue flicks, tasting the air, alert to the faintest vibration. In this moment, predator and prey are both at their sharpest, each guided by instinct, each aware that a single misstep could mean death. The eagle's gaze narrows. It has spotted the adder, exposed in a rare patch of open ground. Instinct and experience merge as the raptor calculates its approach. With a sudden, silent leap, the eagle launches from its perch. Wings unfurl, catching the hot desert air, and the bird glides low, shadow racing across the sand. The adder senses the shift in light and freezes, coiling tightly, every muscle ready to strike. The eagle's talons extend, curved and razor-sharp, aiming for the adder's head. In a flash, the puff adder explodes upward, mouth agape, fangs glistening with venom. The strike is fast, almost too fast to see. But the eagle's armored legs absorb the blow. The raptor's grip is relentless, pinning the serpent just behind the skull, neutralizing the adder's most lethal weapon. The snake writhes, twisting and coiling, but the eagle's instincts are honed by countless battles. It shifts its weight, keeping the adder's head pressed firmly to the earth. With a powerful beat of its wings, the eagle lifts its prey from the ground. The adder dangles, body contorting in mid-air, desperate to break free. But the eagle's strategy is clear. Remove the snake from its element, where its speed and camouflage are useless. The battle now shifts to the sky, where the eagle's mastery is absolute. Suspended above the desert, the adder's struggles grow frantic. It twists, aiming to sink its fangs into the eagle's leg, but the raptor's grip is precise, always just out of reach. The eagle's wings beat steadily, maintaining altitude while its talons adjust, tightening with every movement. The adder's energy wanes, its strikes growing weaker as the thin air saps its strength. The eagle soars higher, circling above the endless dunes. Below, the desert stretches in all directions, a harsh, unforgiving world where only the most cunning survive. The eagle's instincts tell it to keep moving, to avoid lingering where other predators might lurk. In the open sky, the raptor is unrivaled, its dominance clear as it subdues its dangerous prize. With the adder now limp in its grasp, the eagle turns toward its nest. Each wing beat is purposeful, carrying both the weight of its victory and the promise of nourishment for its young. The nest, perched high above the desert floor, is a sanctuary built from sticks and lined with feathers, a fortress against the relentless sun and wind. The eagle lands, talons still locked around the subdued snake. Its chick, downy and wide-eyed, watches as the adult presents the still-living adder. This is more than a meal, it is a lesson in survival. The chick studies every movement, every calculated risk, absorbing the strategies that will one day keep it alive. In the safety of the nest, the young eagle tests its own instincts. It prods the snake, mimicking the adult's careful handling. Each encounter is a rehearsal for the future, a step toward mastering the art of the hunt in a world where danger is ever present. All around, the Namib pulses with life and peril. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest raptor, is locked in a daily struggle for survival. The desert's heat, its shifting sands, and its scarcity of water test every instinct, every strategy. The eagle stands over its nest, feathers ruffled by the wind, eyes ever watchful. Its victory is not just for itself, but for its lineage. Each successful hunt ensures that the next generation will inherit the skills and instincts needed to thrive in this unforgiving land. Today, the master of ambush has been bested by the master of the sky. Yet in the Namib, the balance of power is always shifting. The adder will hunt again, and the eagle will scan the sands for its next challenge. In this ancient desert, survival is a relentless contest of instinct and adaptation. Only the most skilled, the most resilient, and the most cunning will endure. Each day, a new battle. Each victory, a testament to the wild heart of the Namib. Towering above the endless savanna, the martial eagle reigns supreme as Africa's largest and most formidable raptor. Its imposing silhouette commands the open skies, and its piercing gaze sweeps the grasslands below, searching for the slightest movement. Every creature beneath its shadow is acutely aware of its presence, for the martial eagle's dominance is absolute. With a wingspan stretching up to 2.5 meters, the martial eagle glides effortlessly, riding thermals high above the plains. Its hunting technique is a masterclass in patience and precision. From a lofty perch or while soaring, it locks onto unsuspecting prey, sometimes a bird, other times a mammal, or even a small antelope. In a sudden burst of speed, it folds its wings and plummets, striking with talons so powerful they can crush bone in an instant. The element of surprise is its greatest weapon, and its attacks are swift, calculated, and often fatal. The martial eagle's territory is vast, stretching over dozens of square kilometers. It fiercely defends its domain from rival eagles and other large birds of prey, patrolling the boundaries with unwavering vigilance. Smaller raptors and scavengers keep their distance, wary of the eagle's strength and aggression. Even the most alert prey animals, antelopes, hares, and birds, live in a constant state of tension, their survival dependent on detecting the eagle's approach before it's too late. In the nest, the struggle for survival begins early. Only one chick typically survives each brood, a result of fierce competition and siblicide, nature's way of ensuring that only the strongest endure. The parents are relentless providers, hunting tirelessly to feed their demanding offspring. They pass down the secrets of the hunt, guiding their young through a long apprenticeship. Juvenile eagles must master the art of silent flight, the timing of the strike, and the patience required to outwit their prey in the harsh Namib environment before they can claim a territory of their own. Through unmatched power, razor-sharp precision, and the careful transfer of knowledge from one generation to the next, the martial eagle shapes the balance of its ecosystem. Its dominance is felt in every corner of its realm, an enduring symbol of adaptation, strength, and the wild's unyielding hierarchy. Not all battles happen on the ground. Some unfold in the treetops, where shadows and sunlight weave a tapestry of danger and opportunity. The Boomslang, a slender emerald-green tree snake, is a master of stealth. Its body blends seamlessly with the leaves and branches, allowing it to move undetected through the dense canopy. Every movement is calculated, each muscle working in perfect harmony to avoid detection by both prey and potential predators. With its large, forward-facing eyes, the Boomslang scans the world above the ground. These keen eyes can detect the faintest flutter of a lizard's tail or the subtle shift of a chameleon's skin. The snake remains motionless for long stretches, its patience rivaling that of the most experienced hunters. When it spots a target, perhaps a chameleon basking in the sun or a nest of vulnerable chicks, the Boomslang begins its approach. It moves with exquisite slowness, mimicking the gentle sway of a branch in the wind. This camouflage is its greatest weapon, allowing it to close the distance without alarming its prey. Suddenly the stillness breaks. With a burst of speed, the Boomslang strikes, its jaws opening wide to deliver a precise venomous bite. The venom, more potent than that of many cobras, acts swiftly, paralyzing the prey before it can cry out or escape. The snake wastes no time. It unhinges its jaws and begins to swallow its meal whole, muscles rippling as it draws the lifeless prey down its throat. This efficient feeding strategy allows the boomslang to consume prey much larger than its head, maximizing every hunting opportunity. For the creatures of the treetops, the boomslang is a silent terror. Its presence is rarely noticed until it is too late. The loss of a chick or a lizard is a stark reminder that in this world survival depends on constant vigilance and the ability to vanish into the foliage at a moment's notice. In the Namib, even the treetops are battlegrounds. Here, the boomslang's stealth and cunning ensure its place as one of the most formidable hunters above the ground, where every branch, every leaf, and every shadow could conceal a predator or prey. Beneath the relentless Namibian sun, the desert floor is a living tapestry of struggle and adaptation. Here, every grain of sand tells a story of survival, and every shadow may conceal a predator or prey. In this harsh, unforgiving world, three remarkable creatures have evolved to not only endure, but to thrive: the mongoose, the secretary bird, and the monitor lizard. Each is a master of its own unique craft, a specialist shaped by countless generations of natural selection. Their lives are woven together by the invisible threads of the desert's food web, and their daily existence is a testament to the ingenuity of nature. The mongoose, small and unassuming at first glance, is a marvel of speed and daring. Its slender body weaves through the scrub, fur bristling with anticipation. The mongoose's senses are razor-sharp, ears twitching at the faintest rustle, nose quivering as it picks up the scent of a nearby snake. When it encounters a cobra, the mongoose's entire being becomes a study in focus and agility. It circles its adversary with a dancer's grace, feinting left and right, never presenting a clear target. Each movement is calculated, a blend of instinct and learned behavior. The mongoose's eyes never leave the snake, reading every flicker of its tongue, every coil of its body. It knows that a single mistake could be fatal, yet it presses the attack with fearless determination. The battle is a test of patience and nerve. The mongoose waits for the perfect moment, then explodes into action, jaws snapping shut on the snake's head with surgical precision. Its bite is swift and lethal, targeting the vulnerable skull and ending the struggle in an instant. The mongoose's partial immunity to venom is its shield, but it never relies on this alone. Instead, it trusts in its speed, its reflexes, and its relentless energy. After the kill, the mongoose drags its prize into the shade, tearing into the flesh with practiced efficiency. Every meal is a victory, every hunt a lesson in survival. Towering above the low scrub, the secretary bird strides with regal confidence. Its long, stilt-like legs are both weapon and armor, keeping its vulnerable body high above the reach of fangs and claws. The secretary bird's keen eyes scan the ground, searching for the telltale shimmer of scales or the subtle movement of a hidden snake. When it spots its quarry, the bird's approach is deliberate and silent. It stalks with measured steps, wings slightly spread for balance, crest feathers raised in anticipation. Suddenly, with a burst of speed, it delivers a devastating kick, its talons striking with enough force to stun or kill even the most dangerous snake. The secretary bird's attack is a blend of timing and power, each strike carefully aimed to avoid the snake's counterattack. If the prey resists, the bird dances back, then strikes again, never giving the snake a chance to recover. The monitor lizard, a living relic of ancient times, moves with a slow, deliberate confidence across the desert floor. Its thick, armored skin glistens in the sun, a natural shield against both predators and the elements. The lizard's forked tongue flicks in and out, sampling the air for the scent of prey or rivals. Every step is purposeful, its muscular tail swaying behind like a living whip. The monitor lizard is a patient hunter, often spending hours tracking the faintest traces left by its quarry. When it locates a burrow or a hidden nest, it uses its powerful claws to dig, unearthing eggs, rodents, or even snakes. Its jaws are strong enough to crush bone, and its appetite is as varied as the desert itself. When faced with a venomous black cobra, The monitor lizard becomes a force of raw power and tactical patience. It stands its ground, tail raised and ready to strike. The lizard lashes out with its tail, creating a barrier between itself and the snake's fangs. If the cobra lunges, the monitor sidesteps with surprising agility, then counters with a crushing bite. Its thick hide absorbs the impact of glancing blows, allowing it to press the attack where others would retreat. The battle is often drawn out, a contest of endurance and will. Eventually, the monitor lizard's strength prevails and it claims its prize, consuming the snake with methodical efficiency. Though these three predators rarely cross paths, their lives are intricately connected by the rhythms of the desert. Each has carved out a unique niche, specializing in hunting snakes and other dangerous prey. The Mongoose's lightning reflexes, the secretary bird's crushing kicks, and the monitor lizard's brute strength all serve a common purpose: to keep the balance of life on the desert floor. Their actions ripple through the ecosystem, shaping the populations of both prey and rival predators. The confrontations between predator and prey are swift and unforgiving. A mongoose launches itself at a cobra, dodging strikes with acrobatic skill. The secretary bird's talons flash in the sunlight, dispatching a snake with a single, well-placed blow. The monitor. Lizard's jaws clamp down on its adversary, ending the struggle with overwhelming force. Each encounter is a test of skill, adaptation, and survival, a moment where the outcome is never certain until the final blow is struck. Their bodies are living blueprints of survival. The mongoose's slender frame and quick reflexes allow it to evade danger and strike with precision. The secretary bird's long legs and sharp talons are both shield and sword, keeping it safe while delivering deadly force. The monitor lizard's armored skin and muscular build make it a formidable opponent, able to withstand attacks that would defeat lesser creatures. Each adaptation is a response to the desert's relentless challenges, a solution forged by necessity and time. Every encounter on the Namib's shifting sands is a high-stakes drama. The sun beats down, casting long shadows as predator and prey size each other up. The outcome of these meetings shapes the destinies of all who dwell here, determining who will eat, who will escape, and who will fall. Only the most skilled and best adapted emerge victorious. The lessons of defeat are etched into the sand, while the victors carry their hard-won genes into the next generation. Each success is a step forward in the endless dance of evolution, ensuring that the desert's most remarkable hunters continue to thrive. In every clash, the Namib's predators reveal the boundless creativity of evolution. Their behaviors, interactions, and survival tactics are woven into the very fabric of the desert, a living testament to the power of adaptation and the ceaseless struggle for life. Here, in the heart of the Namib, the mongoose, secretary bird, and monitor lizard stand as icons of resilience, each a chapter in the ongoing story of survival. In the Namib desert, tenacity is the difference between life and death. Here, every creature is tested by the relentless sun, the scarcity of water, and the ever-present threat of predators. The honey badger stands as a prime example, an icon of toughness and fearlessness, but it is far from alone in its struggle. Its thick, loose skin and resistance to venom make it nearly unstoppable, even when confronted by the desert's most dangerous snakes. The honey badger's ability to withstand venomous bites is legendary. But tenacity is not its alone. Consider the sidewinder adder, which buries itself beneath the sand, enduring the heat and waiting patiently for days to ambush prey, never wavering in its silent hunt. When attacked, the honey badger twists and contorts its body, slipping free from a predator's grip and retaliating with relentless aggression. It never hesitates, even when outmatched. Similarly, the Namib sand gecko, though small and fragile, survives by darting across scorching dunes at night, braving predators and the cold, always returning to its burrow before dawn. Venomous bites rarely stop it. The badger often recovers from the effects, then returns to finish its meal, turning the tables on its would-be attacker. The desert beetle, too, demonstrates resilience. It collects precious drops of water from morning fog, clinging to survival in a place where rain may not fall for years. The honey badger's approach is simple: brute force and an unyielding refusal to back down. It doesn't rely on cunning, but on sheer determination. The oryx, with its powerful build, endures days without water, travelling vast distances across the dunes, never surrendering to the desert's demands. This grit is essential in the Namib, where survival means enduring scorching heat, scarce water, and constant threats from other predators. The barking gecko calls out at dusk, staking its claim in a harsh world, while the tenebrionid beetle scurries across the sand, always searching, never stopping. Whether raiding beehives for honey, digging tirelessly for food, or battling venomous snakes, the honey badger never gives up. Its persistence is unmatched. The Namib's creatures, from the smallest beetle to the largest antelope, all share this relentless drive, each adapting, each enduring, each refusing to yield. In the Namib desert, courage, resilience, and a thick skin are the ultimate assets. The honey badger's tenacity is a living lesson in survival, echoed by every creature that calls this harsh land home. Here the spirit of endurance is written into the very sand, and every animal is a testament to the power of persistence. In the Namib, survival is rarely a solo endeavor. Many animals depend on the strength and vigilance of their group to outwit predators and endure the desert's challenges. Meerkats, for example, form tight-knit mobs to defend their burrows from cobras. With coordinated, noisy displays, they confuse and intimidate the snake. While some mob the intruder, others stand guard, ready to alert the group to new threats. Their strategy is simple but effective: swarm, distract, and harass the snake until it retreats, all while keeping their vulnerable young safe at the heart of the group. Ground squirrels use similar tactics. When danger approaches, they mob intruders with shrill calls and flurries of sand, their bushy tails flicking to distract and confuse predators. The group's coordinated defense gives the young time to escape. This chaos and teamwork can overwhelm even determined predators, forcing them to withdraw in the face of united resistance. Birds, too, rely on collective defense. Sociable weavers, for instance, will mob hawks and other raptors, diving and calling in unison to drive the predator away from their massive communal nests. In the Namib, teamwork is a vital adaptation. Herds of antelope form defensive circles around their young, while flocks and packs use numbers to spot danger early and respond as one. Even the smallest creatures benefit from unity. Lizards and insects may band together or move in coordinated bursts, making it harder for predators to single out a target. Whether it's forming a defensive circle or huddling for protection, community is as vital as any physical weapon in the desert. In this harsh land, survival often depends on the power of many. The Namib's animals prove that together even the most vulnerable can stand strong against the odds. Cooperation extends beyond defense. Meerkats work together to dig extensive burrow systems, share food, and groom each other, strengthening social bonds. Springbok and oryx take turns standing guard while others rest, ensuring the safety of the group. Education is also a communal effort. Adult meerkats teach the young to forage and recognize danger, while springbok and oryx calves learn to run and play under the watchful eyes of the herd. Bird parents guide fledglings in their first flights, ensuring the next generation is prepared for the challenges ahead. In the arid Namib, sharing resources is crucial. Animals gather at scarce waterholes, often drinking side by side with other species. Birds form mixed flocks to find food more efficiently, demonstrating that cooperation can transcend species boundaries. Finding shelter and comfort is another communal activity. Animals rest together in the shade, sharing the limited cool spots. Meerkats huddle for warmth during cold desert nights, while springbok and birds lie close together, conserving heat and providing mutual protection. Movement and migration are also coordinated efforts. Herds and flocks navigate the desert together, following experienced leaders to new feeding grounds and water sources. This collective movement ensures that all members benefit from the group's knowledge and experience. The Namib's animals exemplify the power of community. Through unity, cooperation, and shared strategies, they not only survive but thrive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Together, they prove that in the desert the strength of many can overcome the challenges that would defeat the solitary. The Namib Desert is a realm of stark beauty and relentless challenge, a place where only the most resilient survive. Here the sun rises over endless dunes, casting golden light on a world sculpted by wind and time. Every confrontation, eagle and adder, mongoose and cobra, mob and intruder, unfolds as a daily drama, each animal relying on finely tuned instincts and remarkable adaptations to outwit danger and seize opportunity. The martial eagle's piercing eyes scan the sands for the faintest movement, while the adder's cryptic scales blend seamlessly with the earth. The mongoose, nimble and fearless, has evolved a resistance to venom, allowing it to face the cobra with astonishing courage. In the Namib, survival is not just about individual prowess. Meerkats stand shoulder to shoulder, sentinels on the lookout for danger, while ground squirrels forage in tight-knit groups, their unity a shield against predators. Cooperation is their greatest weapon. Each creature is a marvel of adaptation. The oryx can survive for days without water, drawing moisture from the sparse vegetation. The tenebrinid beetle harvests fog on its back, collecting precious droplets in the cool dawn. Even the smallest lizard has learned to dance across the scorching sand, lifting its feet in a rhythmic pattern to avoid the burning heat. The desert's silent dunes bear witness to countless battles and quiet triumphs. Tracks in the sand tell stories of pursuit and escape, of creatures that have mastered the art of endurance. Here, life is a cycle of challenge and response. The predator's patience is matched by the prey's vigilance. Each encounter is a test of strength, speed, and strategy, a relentless contest that shapes the very fabric of the ecosystem. Yet, even in the harshest places, life finds a way to flourish. After rare rains, the desert bursts into color as flowers bloom and insects emerge, seizing the brief abundance with astonishing speed and determination. The Namib's enduring spirit is etched into every grain of sand and every heartbeat of its wildlife. Each animal, from the smallest beetle to the mightiest predator, is a living testament to nature's power to adapt, persevere, and thrive against all odds. In this ancient desert, survival is an art, crafted by generations of adaptation and perseverance. Every day the Namib's creatures paint a masterpiece of resilience, their enduring spirit shining beneath the endless sky. Beneath the relentless Namibian sun and the ever-shifting sands, a hidden world pulses with life. Here, the true masters are not the large or the fierce, but the small, resilient invertebrates, creatures whose survival depends on ingenious adaptations and ancient instincts. Beetles, spiders, and scorpions are the unsung engineers and guardians of this desert. Each species has carved out a unique niche, thriving where few others dare. Take the fog-basking beetle, for example. Before the first rays of dawn, it ascends the steep dunes, braving chilly winds and shifting grains. At the crest, the beetle performs a delicate ritual. Tilting its body skyward, it lets the cool morning fog condense on its back. Tiny droplets gather, then trickle down grooves to its mouth. This remarkable adaptation allows it to drink from the air itself, turning the desert's fleeting mist into precious water. Nearby, the Namib golden wheel spider lies in wait. When danger approaches, it curls its legs and transforms into a living wheel, tumbling down the dunes at speeds up to 1 meter per second. This acrobatic escape is a marvel of evolution, allowing the spider to outpace predators and vanish into the sand. As the sun sets and the desert cools, scorpions emerge from their burrows. These nocturnal hunters are perfectly adapted to the darkness, their bodies conserving moisture and energy during the day's heat. Their exoskeletons, tough and waxy, glow eerily under the moon and starlight. This natural armor shields them from the harsh environment and from would-be attackers. with specialized hairs on their legs. Scorpions sense the faintest tremors in the sand. These vibrations reveal the presence of prey, an insect perhaps or a rival. In a flash, the scorpion strikes, its precision honed by countless generations. Each invertebrate is a vital thread in the Namib's intricate web of life. Their interactions, predator and prey, scavenger and recycler, shape the very fabric of the ecosystem. Beetles, with powerful jaws and tireless energy, break down decaying plant matter. They recycle nutrients, enriching the fragile soil and making life possible for plants and, in turn, for all who depend on them. Spiders, masters of ambush and web-weaving, keep insect populations in check. Their silk traps and lightning-fast reflexes maintain balance, preventing outbreaks that could devastate the desert's delicate harmony. Scorpions, both predator and prey, are crucial links in the food chain. They hunt smaller creatures, but also provide sustenance for birds, mammals, and reptiles, supporting life at every level. In this microcosm, survival is a dance of innovation. Water is harvested from thin air, shelter is found beneath stones, and defenses are refined over millennia, each adaptation a testament to the relentless drive to endure. Though small in stature, these creatures are giants in adaptation. Their bodies, behaviors, and life cycles are perfectly tuned to the Namib's extremes, shaping the desert's resilience from the ground up. In the endless struggle for survival, the invertebrates of the Namib prove that the tiniest beings can wield the greatest influence, leaving an indelible mark on the world they call home. As the fiery sun dips below the horizon, the Namib desert transforms. Daytime's harsh brilliance gives way to a world painted in silver and shadow. Now the night belongs to a different caste of survivors, the nocturnal watchers. Gerbils emerge from their burrows, their large eyes gleaming in the moonlight. Every whisker twitches as they scan for danger, darting between tufts of grass in search of seeds and insects. Their soft paws barely disturb the sand, leaving only the faintest trace of their passing. Silent and patient, the Cape fox slips through the darkness. Its keen sense of smell guides it to hidden prey, perhaps a lizard clinging to the last warmth of a stone, or a beetle burrowing beneath the surface. The fox's oversized ears catch every whisper of movement, helping it avoid larger hunters and locate meals in the vast emptiness. Above, the ghostly outline of a barn owl glides across the dunes. Its downy feathers muffle every beat of its wings, allowing it to swoop unseen upon unsuspecting rodents. With a heart-shaped face designed to funnel sound, it hears even the faintest heartbeat beneath the sand. Meanwhile, the Namib sand gecko tiptoes across the cool ground. Its translucent skin reflects the moon's glow, while its webbed feet keep it from sinking into the loose grains. It hunts tiny insects with sticky, lightning-fast strikes, then disappears into a burrow at the slightest sign of danger. In these hours, predators and prey are locked in a silent game of hide and seek. Adaptations become lifelines. Enhanced senses, silent movement, and nocturnal camouflage are all part of the night's ancient choreography. Here, beneath a sky ablaze with stars, the Namib's nocturnal animals reveal a hidden world. Their quiet resilience and delicate balance shape the desert's story, proving that even in the darkest hours, life finds a way to endure. In the Namib desert, where the sun reigns supreme and shade is a rare luxury, survival is a daily battle against the elements. Here, every creature is an architect of its own endurance, shaped by the relentless heat and scarcity of water. Ingenious adaptations, both in body and behavior, are the only way to persist in this unforgiving world. As temperatures soar to blistering heights, the animals of the Namib have evolved extraordinary strategies to withstand the extremes. Each species, from the largest antelope to the smallest insect, has developed unique ways to conserve water, avoid overheating, and make the most of every precious drop of moisture. The oryx, for example, is a master of thermal regulation. Its pale, almost silvery coat acts as a natural mirror, reflecting the sun's harsh rays and minimizing heat absorption. This simple yet effective adaptation allows the oryx to remain active even when the desert is at its hottest, but the oryx's defenses go deeper. Inside its head, a network of specialized nasal passages cools the blood before it reaches the brain, acting as a biological air conditioner. This remarkable system enables the oryx to forage in the open long after other animals have sought refuge in the shade, giving it access to food when competition is low. The sandgrouse, on the other hand, has turned the dawn into its ally. As the first light touches the dunes, these birds embark on long flights to distant waterholes. Their belly feathers are ingeniously structured. Each feather can trap and hold water, transforming the bird into a living canteen. With their feathers soaked, sandgrouse return to their nests, where thirsty chicks eagerly drink from their parents' plumage. This behavior ensures the young survive without ever having to brave the scorching sun themselves, a delicate balance of timing and adaptation. Reptiles, too, have their own arsenal of survival tactics. The shovel-snouted lizard, for instance, performs a thermal dance on the burning sands. When the ground becomes dangerously hot, the lizard alternately lifts its feet, shifting its weight from side to side in a constant rhythm. This dance keeps its body just above the searing surface, preventing burns and overheating. When the heat becomes unbearable, these lizards vanish beneath the sand, burrowing into cool, moist layers below. Here they wait out the midday inferno, emerging only when the surface cools once more. Some animals have adapted by shifting their entire lives to the night. The bat-eared fox, with its oversized ears and keen senses, avoids the sun's glare altogether. Emerging only at dusk, it hunts and forages under the cover of darkness when the air is cooler and water loss is minimized. Its nocturnal lifestyle is a perfect response to the desert's punishing heat. Even the smallest inhabitants have evolved ingenious solutions. The tenebrionid beetle climbs to the crest of a dune at dawn, facing into the wind. By raising its body, it collects droplets of moisture from the morning fog on its back, a life-sustaining drink in a world where rain is almost unknown. These physiological marvels and behavioral strategies, refined over countless generations, are the secret to survival in the Namib. Every heartbeat, every movement is a calculated response to the sun's relentless challenge. In this land of extremes, adaptation is not just a way of life, it is the very essence of existence. The animals of the Namib are living testaments to nature's ingenuity, thriving where only the most resilient can endure. In the Namib Desert, water is more precious than gold, a resource so rare that every drop is fiercely sought and carefully guarded. The sun blazes overhead, baking the sand into a shimmering sea of heat, and the wind scours the land, stealing away any hint of moisture. Here, the quest for water is a daily battle, a relentless test of ingenuity and endurance. Survival in this unforgiving landscape is a delicate dance with dehydration. Each animal, from the smallest insect to the largest antelope, has evolved its own ingenious way to find and conserve liquid life. The struggle is constant, the stakes are high, and every adaptation is a testament to nature's creativity. The fog-basking beetle is a master of innovation, a tiny engineer in a world of scarcity. Before dawn, as the desert still slumbers in cool darkness, the beetle climbs to the crest of a dune. It stands motionless, head lowered, perfectly positioned to greet the cool Atlantic fog that drifts inland. The beetle's back, covered in tiny grooves, becomes a collector's surface for the precious droplets. As the fog condenses, minuscule beads of water gather on its shell, trickling down toward its mouth. Each drop is a victory, a tiny, life-sustaining reward in a land that rarely sees rain. For the beetle, this ritual is the difference between life and death. The gemsbok, or oryx, is a champion of water conservation, a survivor sculpted by the desert's harsh demands. It can endure weeks without drinking from a single pool, relying instead on moisture-rich plants like summer melons and wild cucumbers. These hidden treasures, buried beneath the sand, are lifelines in a parched world. With sharp hooves and a sensitive nose, the oryx digs for these fruits, extracting every drop of water locked within their flesh. Even when rivers run dry and the air shimmers with heat, the oryx finds sustenance where others would perish. Beneath the surface, burrowing animals like the golden mole have their own strategy. They shun the sun's evaporative grasp, spending most of their lives in the cool, humid darkness below. In these underground tunnels, the air is moist and water loss is minimal. The golden mole absorbs moisture from the soil and from the insects it hunts, eking out an existence in a hidden world where every molecule of water is precious. Birds like the Namib sandgrouse have evolved a remarkable solution for their vulnerable chicks who cannot yet fly to distant waterholes. At dawn, the adults embark on long, perilous flights to the nearest water source. There, they soak their belly feathers, transforming themselves into living canteens. Returning to the nest, the sandgrouse offer their chicks a drink from their saturated plumage. In this way, the next generation survives, nourished by a parent's journey and the rarest resource of all. Even the elusive sidewinder snake seizes every fleeting opportunity. When rare rains fall, the snake glides across the sand to drink from shallow puddles, knowing the water will soon vanish into the thirsty earth. In the Namib, not a single drop is wasted. Every puddle, every bead of dew, is a lifeline in a world defined by absence. Every adaptation, every strategy, is a lesson in resilience, proof that even in the harshest places, life finds a way to hold on to hope, one precious drop at a time. In the Namib Desert, every sunrise signals the start of a relentless contest, a daily negotiation between predator and prey, where each participant is honed by countless generations of adaptation. The desert's silence is deceptive. Beneath its stillness, a complex web of life is in constant motion, every creature acutely aware that survival depends on both cunning and caution. Here, every encounter is a high-stakes game, played out in silence and shadow. The smallest misstep can mean the difference between life and death. Prey animals move with calculated precision, hugging the edges of rocks and burrows, their senses tuned to the faintest hint of danger. Predators, in turn, must master patience, waiting, watching, and striking only when the odds tip in their favor. Consider the delicate dance between the Namib web-footed gecko and the sand-diving scorpion. The gecko, a ghostly figure with translucent skin, emerges only after dusk, its movements nearly invisible against the pale sand. It glides silently, every muscle coiled, eyes scanning for the faint shimmer of a scorpion's exoskeleton. The gecko's hunt is a masterclass in stealth. It pauses, tongue flicking, then darts forward with lightning speed. But the scorpion is no easy target. It senses the vibrations of approaching danger, retreating deeper into its burrow or raising its pincers in a defensive stance. The scorpion, armed with venom and a keen sense of vibration, is both hunter and hunted. It waits, motionless, for the gecko to make a mistake. In a flash, the scorpion's pincers snap shut, a desperate bid for survival that can turn the tables in an instant. Sometimes the gecko's agility prevails and it escapes with a meal. Other times the scorpion's defense is enough to drive the predator away, or even claim victory for itself. Each encounter is a test of reflexes, strategy, and nerve. Elsewhere, the fog-basking beetle begins its daily ritual at dawn. It climbs the crest of a dune, raising its body to catch the precious droplets of moisture from the morning fog. But this ingenious survival tactic comes with risk. The golden mole is always near, its presence hidden beneath the sand. Nearly blind, the golden mole navigates by detecting the faintest tremors. It tunnels just beneath the surface, its fur gliding through the sand, listening for the subtle patter of beetle feet above. In a sudden burst, the mole erupts from below, snatching its prey in a silent subterranean chase that leaves no trace but a ripple in the sand. Among the dunes, the Namib chameleon is a master of patience. It moves with deliberate slowness, each step calculated to avoid detection. Its eyes swivel independently, scanning for the slightest movement, a beetle scurrying, a grasshopper leaping. When prey is spotted, the chameleon's tongue shoots out with astonishing speed and accuracy, snaring its target before it can react. The hunt is over in a heartbeat, a testament to the chameleon's precision and timing. Yet, even the chameleon is not beyond danger. High above, the martial eagle circles, its vision sharp enough to detect the faintest ripple of movement below. The eagle's shadow sweeps across the sand, a silent warning that the hunter can become the hunted at any moment. The martial eagle, apex predator of the skies, is never truly alone at the top. Its reign is challenged by the ever-shifting fortunes of the desert, where opportunity and peril are separated by mere seconds. On the ground, the monitor lizard prowls with calculated intent. It flicks its forked tongue, tasting the air for the scent of eggs or smaller reptiles. Its movements are slow, almost lazy, but when it strikes, it does so with explosive force. The monitor's presence sends ripples of alarm through the smaller predators. Skinks and hatchlings freeze or dart for cover, relying on camouflage and speed to evade detection. Each has evolved unique defenses, burrowing, blending in, or fleeing at the first sign of danger. These intricate relationships are not mere battles of brute strength, but contests of wit, speed, and subtlety. Every chase, every standoff is a lesson in adaptation, where only the most resourceful survive. Each species, predator or prey, shapes and is shaped by those it encounters. Their lives are intertwined, each adaptation a response to the strategies of another, creating a living tapestry of competition and coexistence. In the Namib, every life is a thread in an ever-shifting tapestry. The sands may shift, but the struggle endures, a testament to the unforgiving yet strangely balanced world of the desert. Here, there are no victors or losers, only survivors, locked in an eternal cycle where the line between hunter and hunted is as fine as the desert sand itself. Every day the drama of pursuit and escape, of cunning and evasion, plays out anew beneath the vast Namib sky. In the endless, shimmering expanse of the Namib desert, where the sun scorches the earth and the wind sculpts the dunes, a silent legion persists, the plants. Their presence is subtle, often hidden among the sands, but their resilience is nothing short of extraordinary. These quiet sustainers are the foundation of life here, weaving a delicate web that supports countless creatures. Each plant is a master of adaptation, equipped with ingenious strategies to survive the relentless heat, aridity, and shifting sands. As the sun arcs across the sky, their leaves curl and uncurl, minimizing water loss. Some plants bury themselves beneath the sand, exposing only the smallest surface to the punishing rays, while others grow tough, waxy skins to shield their precious moisture. Among these survivors stands the Welwitschia, a living fossil and one of the world's oldest plants. Its two sprawling leaves, battered and split by centuries of wind, continue to grow throughout its life, sometimes for over 1,000 years. The Welwitschkia's secret lies in its ability to harvest moisture from the fog that drifts in from the Atlantic. Tiny pores on its leaves capture droplets, channeling life-giving water down to its deep roots. Anchoring the soil, the Welwitschia creates a microhabitat, offering shade and shelter to beetles and lizards. These creatures find refuge beneath its leaves, escaping the midday heat and finding food among the plant's tangled growth. Nearby, the dollarbush thrives with its thick, succulent leaves. Each leaf is a reservoir, storing water for the long, dry months when rain is only a memory. Its roots plunge deep into the sand, seeking hidden veins of moisture. The plant's tough, leathery exterior deters grazers, ensuring its survival in a landscape where every drop of water is fiercely guarded. Yet, for the desert's smaller herbivores, these leaves are a lifeline. Every bite is measured, every morsel precious. Nothing is wasted in this world of scarcity. The Nara melon, with its sprawling, thorny vines, is another marvel. Its spiky fruits swell with water, providing a vital source of hydration and nourishment for rodents, jackals, and a host of other desert dwellers. The Nara's roots bind the shifting sands, holding the desert in place. Its bright flowers attract pollinating insects, who in turn help the plant reproduce, ensuring the cycle of life continues. Each plant, no matter how small, becomes a miniature oasis. Insects gather on their leaves and stems, feeding, pollinating, and becoming prey for larger creatures. Even the humble lichens clinging to rocks in green and grey patches play a vital role. They are pioneers, breaking down stone and creating the first thin layers of soil. Drawing sustenance from the morning fog, lichens stabilize the ground and provide food for insects, which in turn nourish larger animals. Their presence is subtle, but their impact is profound. For every creature that stalks, scurries, or soars through the Namib, these plants are the unsung lifelines, offering food, water, and shelter in a world where survival is a daily challenge. They create pockets of shade, anchor the soil, and form the backbone of the desert's fragile ecosystem. Every interaction, every adaptation is a testament to their ingenuity. In the grand tapestry of the Namib, the plants are the quiet architects, shaping, sustaining, and nurturing the rhythm of life beneath the blazing sun, their stories written in every leaf, root, and bloom. In the Namib desert, the passage of seasons is a subtle, almost imperceptible transformation. Yet for the life that endures here, every nuance is a matter of survival. As the sun arcs higher and the sands shift, the desert's creatures and plants are locked in a perpetual contest with time and the elements. Each animal, each plant, has evolved a unique strategy to meet the challenges of this ever-changing world. The rhythm of life is dictated by the faintest signals, a drop in temperature, a wisp of wind, or the promise of moisture on the horizon. When a cooler breeze stirs the sands, it signals a shift, an invitation for some to emerge, and a warning for others to retreat. The arrival of coastal fog rolling in from the Atlantic is a lifeline. It brings precious moisture clinging to every surface, nourishing lichens and awakening dormant seeds. But it is the rare transformative rain that truly reshapes the desert. When clouds finally break, the parched earth drinks deeply, and the entire landscape is reborn. During the long, relentless, dry months, survival demands patience and ingenuity. Animals move with caution, conserving every drop of water and every ounce of energy. The desert's silence is broken only by the soft tread of hooves or the whisper of scales on sand. Gemsbok, icons of the Namib, emerge only at dawn and dusk, when the air is cool and shadows stretch long across the dunes. They rest in the shade during the day, their bodies adapted to withstand dehydration, their nostrils filtering out precious moisture from every breath. Their hooves etch faint trails across the hardpan, silent signatures of their search for food. They seek out sparse tufts of grass, plants that have evolved to survive on the barest hint of moisture, their roots stretching deep and wide beneath the sand. Among the sand grains, beetles scuttle, masters of adaptation, their bodies engineered for survival. At dawn they climb the crests of dunes, raising their bodies to the sky to catch the fog. Tiny droplets condense on their backs, rolling down to their mouths, a daily ritual that sustains them through the driest spells. Each droplet is precious, transformed into life-sustaining sips that keep them moving through the heat. When the rains finally come, the desert is electrified with possibility. Seeds that have lain dormant for months sense the change, bursting open in a riot of colour. The sands are suddenly carpeted in green and gold, a fleeting spectacle of abundance. New shoots push through the sand, their growth rapid and urgent, racing against the clock before the moisture vanishes. Springbok gather in herds, drawn by the sudden flush of food. Their bodies, lean and agile, are built for endurance, able to go days without drinking, extracting water from the plants they eat. The herds swell as individuals converge on the richest pastures, their movements orchestrated by the promise of nourishment. Young springbok are born during this brief window of plenty, their arrival timed to coincide with the greatest abundance of food. The fawns feed on tender shoots, growing quickly while ever-watchful predators sense opportunity in the air. Jackals and raptors patrol the rejuvenated landscape, their senses sharpened by hunger and instinct. They stalk the vulnerable young, their movements silent and precise, each encounter a test of survival. Even the smallest residents respond to the rains. Insects emerge in swarms, their brief lives dedicated to feeding and breeding before the heat returns. Burrowing skinks rise from their cool refuges, basking in the sun to warm their blood before darting out to hunt. Locusts gather in clouds, feasting on the new vegetation, their numbers swelling with each passing day. Temporary pools, left behind by the rain, become nurseries for frogs. These amphibians race against time, laying eggs and hatching tadpoles before the water evaporates. The next generation must grow quickly, their entire life cycle compressed into a matter of days. As the brief wet season fades, the pools shrink and the grasses wither. The desert's inhabitants return to their strategies of endurance, each species reverting to the tactics that have seen them through countless cycles. Sandgrouse undertake epic journeys, flying vast distances to find the last remaining waterholes. Their belly feathers soak up water, which they carry back to their waiting chicks, an ingenious adaptation for life in a land of scarcity. Others, like the golden mole, vanish beneath the sand, escaping the heat in a world of perpetual twilight. In these hidden tunnels they find refuge from the burning sun, their bodies perfectly adapted to a life unseen. The Namib seasons are not marked by dramatic shifts, but by the quiet persistence of life. Every adaptation, every behavior, is a testament to resilience and ingenuity. With each subtle change, the balance of life shifts. Some species thrive, others endure, and some must wait for their moment to return. Patience is as vital as strength, and timing is everything. In the Namib, survival is a story written in cycles, each chapter shaped by the relentless push and pull of the seasons. Here, life's will endures unwavering in the world's oldest desert, a living testament to adaptation, patience, and the quiet power of change. In the Namib Desert, the story of survival is etched not only in the restless sands, but in the very lifeblood of its wild inhabitants. Here, every grain of sand holds a memory of struggle and triumph, and every track tells a tale of adaptation. Each day, these creatures traverse a world of relentless extremes, scorching heat that blisters the earth by day, biting cold that chills the bones by night, and a thirst that is never fully quenched. Yet, as the ancient rhythms of the desert pulse on, new challenges echo across the dunes, whispering of a future more uncertain than ever before. The climate shifts, sometimes so subtly it escapes notice, but its effects are profound. The riverbeds, once lifelines in rare floods, now lie dry for longer stretches, their roots exposed to the unforgiving sun. Rains, once unpredictable but reliable in their own way, now arrive late or not at all. Waterholes shrink and vanish, leaving only cracked earth as a reminder of what once was. The fog, a lifeline for so many, drifts in less often, its cool touch fading from the dunes. Beetles and geckos, once certain of their morning drink, now search longer and harder for the faintest trace of moisture. Seeds hidden deep within the sand wait in silence, sometimes for years, testing the patience of the springbok and the resolve of the oryx, who graze on ever sparser vegetation. But the Namib's creatures are forged by adversity. Adaptation is their inheritance, and resilience their greatest strength. The tenebrionid beetle, master of ingenuity, refines its fog-harvesting stance, learning to capture even the faintest dew. Each droplet is a victory, a testament to persistence. The sidewinder snake, sensing the shifting patterns of heat, alters its hunting hours. Gliding across the sand in the cool twilight, its tracks a silent record of adaptation. The sandgrouse, tireless and determined, flies farther than ever before, braving the vast emptiness to bring precious water to its young, its devotion unwavering. The future is a tapestry woven with uncertainty, yet hope persists in every adaptation. every ingenious solution to a new challenge. New generations watch and learn, absorbing the wisdom of their elders. How to wait for the rain, how to endure the drought, how to seize the fleeting moment when the desert blooms in color and life. Life in the Namib is not merely about survival. It is about persistence in the face of hardship, creativity in the search for sustenance, and the quiet courage to face the unknown. In this ancient land, resilience is a legacy, passed from claw to hoof, from feather to scale, from one generation to the next. Whatever tomorrow brings, drought or rain, hardship or reprieve, the wild souls of the Namib are ready, undaunted, unbroken, and ever adaptable. They stand beneath the endless sky, guardians of a future shaped by resilience and hope. In the silent dawn, when the Namib's sands still cling to the chill of night, a remarkable drama unfolds at ground level. Here, among the grains of ancient quartz and feldspar, beetles emerge. Small, unassuming, yet masters of survival in a land defined by thirst. The Namib desert beetles are true alchemists of drought, transforming the very air into life-sustaining water. Chief among them, the fog-basking beetle begins its daily ritual. As the first wisps of fog roll in from the Atlantic, this beetle climbs to the crest of a dune, its body silhouetted against the pale light. With practiced precision, it angles its shell into the breeze, head lowered, hindquarters raised, an iconic stance honed by countless generations. Tiny ridges and valleys crisscross the beetle's hardened exoskeleton, each one a microscopic channel. As cool fog condenses on these surfaces, droplets form, drawn together by the subtle architecture of the beetle's back. Gravity guides the precious water down, along grooves and over glossy chitin, until it pools at the beetle's mouthparts. A single drop, captured from the very breath of the desert. Elsewhere, the shovel-snouted beetle employs a different tactic. It burrows beneath the sand, seeking out pockets of humidity that linger below the surface. Here it waits in patient stillness, minimizing water loss by slowing its movements and sealing its spiracles, tiny valves that regulate breathing. When it emerges, it does so only in the coolest hours, racing across the sand in quick, efficient bursts, always mindful of the sun's desiccating gaze. Some tenebrianid beetles have evolved waxy coatings on their shells, a barrier against evaporation. Others possess grooves that channel dew straight to their mouths, ensuring that not a single droplet is wasted. Even their footprints tell a tale of adaptation, shallow and widely spaced, minimizing their contact with the scorching ground. Through these ingenious methods, Namib beetles thrive where others would wither. Each adaptation is a testament to evolutionary creativity, 1,000 small victories in the endless quest for water. In the Namib, these beetles are more than survivors. They are engineers of hope, shaping their own destiny with every drop they claim from the air. As the sun climbs higher and the fog retreats, the beetles slip back into the shadows, leaving only faint trails behind. Their work is unseen by most, but their legacy endures. In the harshest of deserts, it is often the smallest creatures that master the greatest challenges, turning adversity into opportunity, one precious droplet at a time. Beneath the blazing sun and among the shifting sands, a legion of silent hunters emerges. Reptiles, the scaled survivors of the Namib. Each one is a specialist, perfectly attuned to the rhythms of heat and shadow, blending into a world where every movement is a gamble between hunger and safety. The sidewinder adder, an icon of desert stealth, glides across the dunes with a mesmerizing sideways motion. This unique locomotion leaves a cryptic trail, minimizing its contact with the scorching surface and reducing its own heat exposure. Its pale, sand-colored scales are a masterclass in camouflage, rendering the adder almost invisible as it buries itself just beneath the surface, eyes and snout exposed, waiting with patient stillness. When an unsuspecting lizard or rodent passes by, the adder's strike is lightning fast, venom ensuring a swift end and a meal hard won. Elsewhere, the Namaqua chameleon stalks the sparse vegetation, its eyes rotating independently, scanning for the faintest flicker of movement. A sudden flick of its sticky tongue captures a beetle mid-air, a testament to precision and speed. The chameleon's color shifts not only for communication but for subtle adjustments to temperature and background. Pale hues to reflect the midday heat, earthy tones to blend with shadowed rocks. Buried beneath the sand, the shovel-snouted lizard lies in wait. Its wedge-shaped snout and smooth scales allow it to swim through loose grains, escaping predators or the sun's relentless glare. When threatened, it vanishes in a blink, leaving only a ripple in the sand to mark its passing. This lizard's feet are fringed, spreading its weight to avoid sinking, and allowing it to sprint across the hottest surfaces with astonishing speed. The Namib gecko, nocturnal and elusive, emerges only under the cool cover of darkness. Its translucent skin glows under the moonlight, while specialized toe pads grant it a gravity-defying grip on rocky outcrops. Soft calls echo in the night as it hunts insects, its presence revealed only by fleeting shadows. Every scale, every movement, every adaptation is a chapter in the story of survival. Reptiles of the Namib do not merely endure, they thrive, each one a living blueprint of evolutionary ingenuity. Their role is vital, both predator and prey. They weave invisible links between the desert's many lives, shaping the balance of this ancient ecosystem. In the relentless Namib, where water is scarce and shade is fleeting, it is the reptiles, silent, watchful, and endlessly adaptable, who remind us that mastery of survival belongs not just to the strong, but to the wise. Beneath the harsh brilliance of the Namib sun, and within its cool, moonlit nights, an intricate tapestry unfolds, one woven not from silk or thread, but from the living connections that bind every creature to another. This is the food web of the Namib, an invisible network where energy flows, life is exchanged, and survival is a collective endeavor. At the foundation, the sparse yet resilient plants, like the ancient welwitschia and tough desert grasses, capture the sun's energy, transforming it into nourishment. These green pioneers anchor the web, offering food and shelter to the smallest denizens, termites, beetles, and ants. These invertebrates, in turn, are the silent engines, breaking down decaying matter, enriching the soil, and becoming the first meal for a host of hungry mouths. As the day warms, lizards emerge from their sandy refuges, feasting on insects that crawl and flutter by. The sidewinder adder, patient and hidden, awaits its moment to strike, drawing its sustenance from the unwary. Overhead, the martial eagle soars, its sharp eyes sweeping the dunes for movement, a mongoose, a hare, or perhaps a snake. Each connection is a thread, each hunt a transfer of energy from one life to the next. No creature stands alone. The nimble mongoose preys on both beetles and snakes, yet must itself evade the talons of raptors. The secretary bird, with its lethal kicks, stalks the savannah for snakes and rodents, while the boomslang waits in the branches for unsuspecting birds and lizards. Even the smallest gecko, slipping through the night, depends on the abundance of insects and is watched in turn by nocturnal owls. Scavengers, beetles, ants, and even jackals close the circle, returning nutrients to the earth, ensuring that nothing is wasted. Decomposers break down what is left behind, fueling new growth and sustaining the plants that began the cycle. Every link, every interaction forms a delicate balance. If one species falters, others feel the ripple. The Namib's web is neither simple nor static. It is a living, breathing system, adapting to the shifting sands, the changing seasons, and the relentless struggle for survival. Here, life is not a solitary pursuit, but a shared journey. Each heartbeat, each hunt, each bloom of green in the desert wind, everything is connected. In the Namib, to survive is to belong to the web, to play a part in the endless dance of energy and life. Across the Namib, a hush falls as the horizon darkens, the telltale sign of an approaching sandstorm. In moments, gentle breezes become howling tempests, and the sky itself is swallowed by a swirling golden haze. Sandstorms are the desert's most formidable force, a test that spares no creature or plant in its path. For the animals of the Namib, survival begins with anticipation. The agile lizard darts for shelter, burrowing deep beneath the sand where the storm's fury cannot reach. Small mammals like the golden mole vanish into their underground labyrinths, relying on instinct and the safety of darkness. Even the nimble gecko, usually so active after sunset, presses itself into crevices, reducing its profile against the abrasive winds. Birds sense the shifting air long before the storm arrives. The martial eagle soars low, seeking refuge among rocky outcrops, while smaller birds hunker down in dense shrubs or nestle behind the thick leaves of the welwitschia. Each feather is pressed tight, each breath measured as they wait for the storm to pass. But it is not only the animals that must endure. The Namib's plants, too, face the relentless scouring of sand. The ancient welwitschia's leaves, battered and torn, bear scars of countless storms, yet the plant persists. Its wounds a testament to its resilience. Grasses bend flat, their roots gripping the earth with stubborn tenacity, while succulents draw their leaves inward, minimizing exposure to the storm's abrasive touch. Sandstorms do more than threaten. They shape life itself. In their wake they bury seeds deep beneath the surface, sheltering them from the sun until the next rare rainfall awakens them. They sculpt the dunes into new forms, shifting the very landscape that animals must navigate. For some, like the tenebrionid beetle, the storm is an opportunity. The freshly exposed surface reveals new food, and the beetle's tough exoskeleton shrugs off the grit. Adaptation is the Namib's answer to adversity. Some reptiles possess translucent eyelids, shielding delicate eyes from flying sand. Insects cling with specialized feet, anchoring themselves against the gale. Plants grow low and wide, sacrificing height for stability, while seeds develop tough coats to survive burial and abrasion. When the winds finally subside and the sun pierces the thinning clouds, a quiet resilience emerges. Life resumes, undaunted. Tracks reappear on the dunes, petals unfurl from battered stems. The scars of the storm remain, but so too does the unbreakable spirit of the Namib. Here each sandstorm is not only a trial, but a teacher, shaping, testing, and ultimately strengthening the web of life. In the Namib, every tempest is met with ingenuity and resolve, and in the storm's wake, the desert breathes once more. Living proof that resilience is not just survival, but the heart of existence itself. Beyond the dramatic flights of raptors, the Namib desert is alive with the subtle presence of smaller birds, an intricate tapestry of life often overlooked. These feathered stewards, from the sociable weaver to the lark-like sparrow, play vital roles in the desert's delicate ecosystem. At first light, the air shivers with soft trills and chirps, as the chestnut-vented tit-babbler flits among thorny shrubs, searching for insects hidden beneath the bark. Every movement is purposeful. Each insect plucked helps control populations that might otherwise overwhelm fragile plants. In turn, the birds themselves become a lifeline for predators higher up the food chain. Throughout the day, the scaly feathered finch and the red-eyed bulbul venture between clumps of grass, gathering seeds scattered by the shifting winds. Their foraging unwittingly disperses these seeds, ensuring the next generation of hardy desert flora. Some, like the white-browed sparrow weaver, build elaborate communal nests that become miniature ecosystems, sheltering insects, reptiles, and even other birds from the desert's extremes. In the heat of midday, the Namakwa sandgrouse demonstrates a remarkable adaptation. Males soak their belly feathers in distant waterholes and fly back to their waiting chicks, delivering precious droplets in a living lifeline. This ingenious method bridges the gap between scarcity and survival, connecting far-flung oases and nurturing the next generation against all odds. When dusk falls, the melodious calls of larks and chats echo across the cooling sands, signaling the end of another day. These birds, though small, are essential pollinators and seed spreaders. Some, like the caruprinia, dart among flowering succulents, helping plants reproduce in a land where every bloom is a triumph. Each species, with its unique habits and adaptations, weaves itself into the Namib's web of life. Their songs mark the passage of time, their movements shape the landscape. In this vast, arid expanse, it is the resilience of these unassuming birds that ensures the desert remains vibrant and alive, guardians of balance and quiet architects of survival. Beneath the endless stretch of sand and stone, the Namib Desert conceals a mosaic of microhabitats, tiny sheltered worlds where life finds a foothold against the odds. In the shadow of a single rock, a cool pocket of air lingers, providing refuge for the striped bark gecko and delicate springtails. Here, moisture from fog and dew collects, pooling in the smallest crevices and nurturing emerald tufts of moss that would wither in the open sun. Within the gnarled roots of a desert bush, a miniature forest thrives. Ants tunnel intricate labyrinths, their underground chambers insulated from the searing heat above. Minute beetles and spiders patrol the leaf litter, each species perfectly adapted to its niche, some feeding on fungal threads, others preying on the unwary. The bush's canopy filters harsh sunlight, creating a gradient of light and shade that allows a rich diversity of invertebrates to coexist. On the wind-sculpted slopes of a dune, the world transforms again. The leeward side, shielded from relentless gusts, shelters clusters of succulent plants and the elusive Namib dune cricket. These creatures have evolved to exploit the fleeting coolness of dawn and dusk, emerging only when the balance of temperature and humidity is just right. Their burrows spiral deep into the sand, where temperatures remain stable and the threat of dehydration is held at bay. In the hollows of ancient termite mounds, warmth and humidity combine to form an oasis for rare fungi and the tiny, jewel-like Namib pillbug. The mound's complex architecture channels air and moisture, creating a sanctuary that supports species unable to survive on the harsh, exposed surface. Even a fallen acacia branch becomes a world unto itself, its decaying wood home to burrowing larvae, camouflaged mantises, and the nimble Namib velvet ant. These small-scale environments scattered across the vast desert are connected by invisible threads of movement, migration, and transformation. Each microhabitat, no matter how fleeting or hidden, sustains an array of specialized life. Together they form the foundation of the Namib's astonishing diversity, proving that even in a land of extremes, it is the smallest worlds that often hold the greatest secrets.